Very helpful, more than you know. Thank you very much. So, we have had the great opportunity with your support to reinvent Apple in the last 2 years. And we now have the strongest product line in the company's history. And so with this incredible foundation, it is now time for us to move beyond just the box. We love making computers. We've got the most incredible product lineup for the next 18 months. But today, I'm going to talk about things where we are extending ourselves beyond just the box. And so the first thing I get to do today is to unveil our internet strategy. Now, we've been thinking about this for a long time. As a matter of fact, we've been working at this really hard for the last 2 years. And we've already built up 4 key internet assets at Apple. And you already know what they are. And I'm going to run through them very briefly. The first is QuickTime. QuickTime has become huge for us. We announced QuickTime 4, our latest revision player with live internet streaming in May. Shipped it in May. We also introduced at that time QuickTime TV, which was broadcasters that were going to broadcast QuickTime streaming content 24 hours a day, some of them 7 days a week. And we got some great partners, people like CNN, people like Disney, people like Fox, HBO, ABC News, etc. Some fantastic broadcast partners. And what's happened is, since May, 7 months ago, over 25 million downloads of QuickTime 4. It's been huge. Now, how's it done in the marketplace? Well, Nielsen, one of the most respected market research firms, comes out with net ratings. And their latest, most recent data is for the month of November. Who used which media players in the month of November? Amazing data. The first was Real Networks with their Real player. They had a 53% market share. That's great. They're in #1 position. Number 2, though, was QuickTime with a 33% share in the month of November. And that handily beat Microsoft's media player with only a 14% share. So what does this mean? What this means is that in 7 short months, QuickTime has vaulted into the #2 position with a 33% market share. This is phenomenal. There's even more good news. One of the other things they measure is the age of people using these things. And in particular, the percentage of young surfers, that's under 21, because these are the people that buy most of the stuff, the music CDs, etc., off the internet. And here, QuickTime came out on top. 30%. Real players looking a little like your father's media player. So, now, we get asked a lot, how are you going to monetize this? You give away the player. You make the server free. Well, that's our strategy. How are you going to make money off this? Well, our answer is simple. First of all, we do sell pro players for $29.99, and we do sell a lot of them, which is great. But another thing that happened to us was, it turns out you can't broadcast all your content from California if you've got people trying to watch it over the internet in New York. It doesn't work. The internet's too busy for video traffic to travel that distance. You've got to broadcast locally to where it's being watched. And so you have to set up servers all around the internet to rebroadcast your content. And we were getting ready to spend a lot of money to go do that, when we heard of this little company out east called Akamai. Right? Never heard of them before. We met with them, and you know what? They had a better technology than we did. And so we decided to throw in with them. We gave them an order. We became their largest customer. We also invested $12.5 million in them. Never would have heard of these guys had we not been involved with QuickTime, and they probably would have not let us invest. Well, they went public, and our $12.5 billion investment is now worth over $1 billion. So far, we have made more profits off internet streaming than any other company in the world that we know of. So, that's QuickTime. The second is our core OS. We've been adding key internet things into that OS, like Sherlock 2. It's an incredibly powerful internet search engine. We've added the ability to have multiple users, which is going to come in really handy in a few minutes, as you'll see. If you have a household with parents and kids, you can set up your Mac so that your kids have a separate environment. They can't get into your folders. When they log in, everybody gets their own browser preference, their own favorites, etc. And you can even log in using a voice password. We've added a keychain where you can put all your internet passwords on this electronic keychain, and when you log in, they're all open for you at once. You don't ever have to type in these 300 passwords that you now do. They'll automatically be sent once you've unlocked your keychain, your single keychain with one login. Auto-updating, so we can update the OS over the internet now, so that you'll never have an out-of-date OS. Since we released OS 9 in the last 2 months of selling it, both as an upgrade and on our computers, over 1 million copies in the last 60 days. So this has been extremely well received. And that's our second internet asset. Our third one might surprise you. It's apple.com, our website. Our website is now getting 1.5 million visitors each day and 9.5 million visitors each week. This is phenomenal. And it's an incredible asset that we have that we'll talk more about in just a minute. And the last of the four is a part of apple.com that I want to highlight specifically, which is the Apple Online Store. The Apple Online Store was new for us. It opened in November of '97, about 2 years ago. We had no experience at it, and we had a lot to learn. But we've learned a lot in the last 2 years. And I can report to you now that the Apple Online Store is a big success. We are running now at the annualized sales rate of over $1 billion on the Apple Store. Last quarter, the holiday quarter, we did over $300 million on the Apple Store. We're extremely pleased with this. And the entire Apple Store runs